As we continue to get comfortable with the user interface here in Word 2013, let's open up the document to take it a step further. To do that, we go to the File tab. Next, we will make sure Open is selected. Now from here, you can actually access recent documents quickly and easily from the Recent Documents list. If you are a first-time Word user, of course there will be anything on this list. We're going to the exercise files, and we have actually opened up any of them yet, so that means we have to choose another option. Notice the next option. The next default is your Scribe. If you're already logged into your Microsoft account, you'll see your name followed by Scribe. And this is a great way to store files on the cloud and then have easy anywhere access to those files from any device. But we're going to a computer, and here's what we go to browse, not just our own standalone computer, but any network connections as well. This is the old way of opening files, so click Computer, and next you'll see a list of recent folders, emails accessed, and if it's not on the list, just click Browse. This opens up a separate window and says what we're used to seeing when we go to open files in Microsoft Word. My exercise files are on the desktop, so over here in the left hand side in the navigation pane, on Select Desktop, you can follow along with me if that's replaced yours. Next, we will double click a folder to open it up, so there's the exercise files. The double click opens it up to display subfolders. We will double click our Chapter 1 folder, and in here where we find the files we're going to be working with, including this first one, bio reading. Select that by clicking it and click Open. You can also double click to make it a little quicker. Open up the file, and you're going to be using the default view here, which is our print preview. If we move down to the very bottom of the screen on the status bar, you'll notice the middle view button is selected. So the print preview or print layout that we're looking at here is exactly how the documents are going to print. Over here in the left hand side is a navigation pane with headings selected. You notice there are a number of headings in our document, so we can quickly jump to those sections just by clicking a heading. We want to go to the Executive Team, just click Executive Team and we arrive at that page. Look at the bottom left hand corner, know what page you're on, and that happens to be page 4 of 5. Let's go back up to the top. We can click right above our first heading, Read About Mission Statement, to get to the top. Now remember, this is our print layout view, also known as print preview. So let's go down to the view buttons now and go to a new view called Reading View. In read mode, we will actually focus on reading our document, so the page numbers really don't matter if they're going to change based on our zoom level. The default zoom level should be 100% or actual size. Of course, if we want a bigger text size, a bigger print, you can click and drag that to the right. So for example, if we go to about 116%, so easier to read, but notice the number of pages now has jumped to 10. You also have some navigation buttons here. It'll have arrows on the left and right to move forward and backward through the pages. So go to right click and we see the next 2 pages. Click again, the next 2 pages. Want to go back? You can go back using the left arrow. And of course we still have our navigation pane. Open if you have enclosed that. You can use those headings as going to Executive Team. Notice now that we're looking at screens 7 and 8 of 10 and not necessarily pages. So for Reading View, if you have a touch screen, you can swipe as well, but switch views now back to our print layout. Go back to the original view and our cursor is flashing right where we left off in reading mode. So let's go back to the top by clicking the arrow at the very top of our list of headings. And that's a quick look at opening up the document and using reading mode to read what might be considered a longer document. One more time to close up the document and simply go back to that File tab, and from here you'll find Close. If you have made any changes to the document, it simply closes up. If you have made changes, you'll be prompted to save those changes, at which point you could choose to do so. You simply cancel to close it without saving any changes, get back to the previous screen. We were looking at a new blank document, so that's what we see as we continue on here in Word 2013.